What if everything you believe to be true regarding a woman's affection is only the beginning of the iceberg? We're accustomed to taking measurements, sentiments through words, but words are only noise that is simple to conceal. Indeed, love has a language of its own, the subtle language of quiet actions, and choices made by the heart while the intellect is not working. It's a subtle words that are never heard by most males. A woman is able to laugh and compliment you, even share your bed and laugh at your jokes, although that could all simply be a clever carried out an act. But when her soul genuinely selects you, she starts to transmit signals from a fully distinct sort, signals that are infeasible. They don't yell, demanding attention, yet they have the ability to move mountains. This is precisely what the Jung is a tremendous master of the human soul. Disgust. The most profound facts regarding the two people's connection is not based on, however, in the shade of the surface unconscious. We shall be your guide to this today. Universe of Shadows. I'll tell you. 7 essential behaviors of women's spirit. She only does 7 things. For the man she really has her eye on. Are you prepared? Due to the fact that some of these discoveries will compel you to fully reconsider your past or present connections. A dot. Additionally, a good place to start with an intriguing question. In who talks about love more in your life and who demonstrates it by their behavior? Men or ladies? Talk about your life experiences in the remarks. It would be intriguing to contrast. The Unvarnished Truth, Part 1. She just takes off the mask for you. To envision that all relationships start off as a theatrical production. In the initial few, you see her in public for weeks and months. Persona, a meticulously practiced part, the flawless hairstyle, and well-considered responses. She presents this facade to the world. However, the time comes when she does something that is unimaginable. She steals your hand and ushers you into her backstage. Spirit, that it's located in that disorder of long-held worries, confusion, and flawed thinking in the morning that genuine intimacy starts. A female whose, when your heart opens, you may see this mess. She might start crying over a pointless matter, not to control you, but since she's with you no longer needs strength. This is the greatest kind of trust, to demonstrate not her gleaming gem, but the unpolished ore that is used to make it. The enormous most males don't pass this test of maturity. They observe her weakness and fear. They make an effort to provide unsolicited counsel, laugh it off, or begin desperately attempting to lift her spirits. They fail to recognize the challenges they face. An invitation rather than a collapse. She is not pleading with you to save her. She is requesting in silence. Are you able to manage the authentic me sans the cosmetics and the spotlights? And the response you provide is the respond. When she shows up in front of you in her household garments without any indication of cosmetics and shares something that is burdening her, this does not indicate that she has released herself. It is an action taken by emotive nudity. She has put her trust in you, with her fissures, her darkness, her uncertainties. She's demonstrating to you her previous battlegrounds, since I hope you arrived peacefully rather than with a new weapon. Entered that moment, just one. You must be present for this to happen. A composed, self-assured, and unwavering presence. Your capacity to just be present when there is no attempt to quell the storm. She learns more than 1,000 things from the waves. Regards. It establishes an area where she is capable of being anything. Additionally, a lady will never genuinely love a man that she must continuously restrain herself. Recall that in the digital age we live in, everybody makes the ideal avatar for themselves. Nothing else more intimate and valuable than having access to the flawed reality of someone. If she's granted you access, you are much more than a man to her. However, the drop the mask is just the start. Then she begins to act in a way that breaks all. The reasoning behind contemporary market-based connections. See Part 2 for more on that. Love Without a Calculator, Part 2. After she ceases using SEO or looks at contemporary partnerships, they frequently like a cooperation in business. There's an implicit equilibrium. I do what you do for me, for you. There is a cost to every action. Each and every gesture is expected to be reciprocated. It's a system that is safe but inert. When a female, when she genuinely falls in love, she begins a revolution. She leaves this system of exchange-based connections. Don't trust her. Care is no longer a commodity. She starts to donate without mentally counting. The reason she brings you coffee isn't too appreciative, but because the act of she enjoys looking after you. She hears about the issues you're having at work, not since it's her responsibility, but because she values her health just as much as her own. She is changed by love from a thoughtful investor into a kind patron. The details make this clear. It is not calculable. An unexpected present without cause, linked to a random discussion you had 1 month prior. Her readiness to forgo her personal comfort for your mental health. Her sincere wish to witness your happiness and success, even if she doesn't directly gain anything from it. Her giving nature does not indicate weakness or despair. Conversely, it is an expression of her inner fortitude and faith in her decision. By providing, she takes a great risk by being so transparent. The danger that her generosity would be misinterpreted for okay. The possibility that you will only use up her vitality without providing anything back. Additionally, this jump into her final manifestation of faith. You don't owe her anything, Faith. Things, but in your actual self. Men who are accustomed to trickery and games frequently become disoriented in the face of such genuineness. They search for a secret motivation, anticipate a catch. However, an adult guy recognizes that he is not in a trap, but a present, and the most effective way to react is not to attempt to pay it back. Replace it with something equally valuable. The sincere gratitude is the best reaction. Inform her that her attention is not vanishing into nothingness, that you observe, that you cherish it. For a female in love, a sincere gratitude and a cozy, your gaze means more than most. Costly present since it demonstrates that she has struck gold with her energy, not in a consumerist black hole. Section the third was her inner voice, the tonal swipe in secret. Check to see if each woman possesses two voices. The initial one is for the external environment. It is her instrument of labor, her weapon as well as her shield. It may be noisy, straightforward, professional, or even severe. This is her voice when she enters life, protects her limits, and speaks to the majority of people. However, there is an additional voice, and only a handful hear it. When you're by yourself and she feels magically safe, occurs. She loses her vocal armor. Her voice's timbre drops, becoming into gentler and more profound. The acerbic disappears. There is no longer any strain. She speaks more slowly, as though she's no longer in a rush and wishes to enjoy each and every sound. This change in acoustics is an unintentional signal from her nervous infrastructure that shouts, "With you, I can calm down." This isn't a game or an effort to entice. It's biology. It's the similar process that creates a wild animal quit squirming and begin purring in the presence of a trustworthy person. In your presence, her physique changes from combat or choose between fly, rest, and connect modes. She senses automatically that instead of being a threat, male energy is a defense. You may observe this during disputes. Rather than speaking louder while putting pressure on you, she talks quieter. This does not imply that she is letting go. It implies that protecting your an emotional bond is more significant, more important to her than winning the debate. She unconsciously protects you against the sensitivity of her own feelings. This is an extraordinarily potent sign of her sentiments. Interestingly, with the remainder of the world, she might remain a warrior who is stern, outspoken, and uncompromising. However, this particular difference is what acts as the final evidence. Her tenderness is kept just for you. She isn't losing strength, she's giving herself permission. The luxury of vulnerability due to she believes you won't take advantage of it. If you've ever seen this shift in her tone, understand this. Words weren't all you heard. Her soul's song was audible to you, playing just for you. It's among the most personal and truthful praise a woman can provide you with, without even recognizing it. However, even the shift in her voice is insignificant in comparison to the next step. She grants you access to a location where everyone else is strictly prohibited. Part 4 of her personal refuge, the secret to her haven, how she divulges her holy release. Everyone has their own private inner realm composed of tiny personal routines. It's not something that we shown. These are our individual rituals that assist us in maintaining our find stability, feel good about yourself, and recharge. It could be a particular kind of tea before bed, a stroll in the morning, total quiet, keeping a journal, or playing the same tune while experiencing down. These customs serve as the foundation for her character. Additionally, if a woman starts to initiate you within these holy rituals, it marks the beginning of a whole new closeness level. She is not merely introducing her peculiarities to you, she is extending an invitation to her inner altar temple, a location free from outsiders permitted. She may do it informally. Desire to prepare my tea for you? However, behind that, there is a lot of trust in a simple question. She is giving you access to the core of who she is in solitude with herself. She's not giving you the world sees women, but only one she is aware. It is how she expresses wordless. You've turned into such a, I want you to see this aspect of me, deepest processes of my soul. She isn't attempting to amuse or impress you. She is disclosing her strength source to you. This is where most males go wrong. Point. Either they don't provide it with any significance or begin mocking her routines. They are unaware that they are observing an act of worship. A guy of maturity, however, I will handle it with respect and awe. He refuses to interrupt or attempt to take center stage. He'll watch. He'll make a silent, polite inquiry. He will demonstrate that he realizes the importance of this occasion. If she extends an invitation for you to attend her meditation in the morning or just sitting close by as she writes in her diary, agree. At that point, you stop being simply a partner or lover. You turn into a protector of her inner tranquility. And have faith a woman like me will never forget or betray the man to whom she has given the keys to her haven. When you join of her customs, you'll observe how she alterations in your surroundings. She grows increasingly impulsive, light-hearted, and genuine since she is no longer required to spend energy upholding the limits between her innermost self and you. Those limits are no longer there. Furthermore, what's left is a genuine love dot. Additionally, a rapid checkpoint. If you've previously identified a minimum of one sign and value what we're discussing, simply place a plus in the remarks. I'll know that way. We share a common understanding and can proceed. A dot. Lastly, we arrive at the most crucial and perilous time. The tests for women that 99% of males fail magnificently. Stay put. Section 5. The Gambit of the Woman. She puts you to the test, to believe the reasons you sooner or later on in a partnership. A brief instance of an emotional tempest breaks out. Abruptly, she gets chilly. poses a thought-provoking query or generates conflict from nothing. The initial male response is fear or annoyance. Now what's wrong? What is it she desires? However, you're looking in the incorrect location. This isn't an assault. It is an unintentional assessment of your structural soundness. A female, particularly one who is willing to let you to needs to know one thing deep down in her heart. Will your base remain stable when the A hurricane strikes? She doesn't do it intentionally or maliciously. Her, the instinctive ancient side, is requesting the final query. Is this man a rock that the waves are about to smash into, or a house of cards that will eventually be removed by the initial wave? She's not taking any tests. She's trying to see how balanced you are. She may use sarcasm to confront you. How are you going to respond? Are you going to receive offended and begin offering justifications, showing your weakness? Or will you simply meet her gaze with a small smile, indicating that what she said unable to ruin you? She could produce separation. Are you going to start rushing, saturating her with texts and requesting consideration, thus verifying your reliance? Or are you going to give her space, showing her and yourself respect? Recognize the main idea. She is not interested in to beat you. She is in dire need of you to triumph. She wants evidence that her mood has no bearing on her inner tranquility. The majority of males utterly flunk this test. They get combative, begin to argue, and provide evidence scrambling points. They reflect her rather than calming the chaos. Additionally, in that moment, she understands that she can't rely on you. However, a man who maintains composure in the like the eye of a hurricane in the middle of her cyclone, it gets quite alluring. He doesn't disregard her emotions. He just refuses to let them consume him. He can tolerate her dread, her rage, her uncertainties without shattering. He turns into the living example of security for her. Women don't seek out a cage to keep them in check. They're trying to find a harbor that is resilient to all storms. A dot. What ought to be done in such a circumstance? Breathe first. Avoid reacting immediately. Take a moment. Secondly, avoid attempting to resolve her issue. Simply be present. Your quiet presence is stronger than any words. Thirdly, recognize that her feelings belong to her, and you own your stability. Avoid merging with her drama. When you exhibit that her pandemonium can be managed by you give the best present she could receive, the authorization to be authentic without fear. She'll ruin you. Additionally, it comes after. This is when her heart finally gives up. If these understandings of female psychology are helpful to you, and you're looking for more information such as this, free of fluff and you know what to do, cliches, pressing the bell and subscribing will assist you in seeing the upcoming video, where we'll dissect 10 phrases that destroy a man's dignity. Section 6. The shield that is invisible. How she argues when you're not with her, your name. The real feelings a woman has for you are disclosed not by her words to your face, but based on the way she describes you behind your back. The litmus test is this: test of her regard by yourself. She can be kind and affectionate. However, what occurs while she's with her pals, co-workers, or family members? Here's where the true struggle for your honor requires location. A dot. In contemporary society, it has become commonplace to voice grievances about one's partner in a cordial manner. It's a simple method to gain acceptance from others, to connect with others over common issues. Males are continually making a mistake, always requiring nagging. However, a lady who genuinely respects and loves you but won't take part in this game, she naturally recognizes that every bad term a stone that has been chipped away from the cornerstone of your shared residence. A dot. She takes on the role of the unseen protector of your standing. She won't permit others to disparagingly talk about you. She won't put up with jokes that make you appear stupid. She'll shut down any rumors. She will also take this action not because she is afraid of you, yet since she chose, she's merged with your name, you. When you are attacked, she gets attacked as well. Decision on her planet. She might not receive into a furious dispute. Frequently, the defense will be calm and sophisticated. She will only shift the topic, or she will state succinctly and firmly, "We're well," or "That's not something we ought to talk about it." She makes an your union is surrounded by an unseen force field that shields from external toxins world from getting inside. She is your most devoted representative. This does not imply that she never loses your anger or doesn't express her emotions to her nearest companion. However, there is a significant difference between talking about a particular issue and humiliation in public. A female who loves, you'll talk about the issue with look for a solution. A female who doesn't respect you will talk to in order to obtain a dot of sympathy and pity. Have you ever heard that she defended you, halted a disagreeable discussion, or just declined to take part in a criticism of men as a whole? Cherish it. Among the most pure and most actions of love that are selfless, she doesn't defend you in order for you to learn. She protects you since she is incapable of otherwise, since your honor has become a piece of her own. However, there is something stronger than her defense. She longs for it from you, above all else in the world. The last and most crucial indication is simply a moment away. The last section, Part 7, The Storm's Eye, Why She Wants Her Masculine CLM. We've reached the center, what a lady looks for in a male, the most primordial and profound level. It's not money, not prestige or appearance, it is his unwavering inner serenity. Women's vitality. It is a turbulent ocean by nature, flexible, sensitive, vibrant, and disorder. Furthermore, this ocean is not searching for a different ocean. It is trying to find a rock, a shoreline, something substantial, steady, and trustworthy, which it can crash its waters and discover tranquilly. When a lady is in love, she starts to lean towards you, your center as a northward compass. Unconsciously, she looks for this peaceful, self-assured strength within you, the capacity to stay motionless when everything around is falling apart. This isn't aloofness or apathy. It is a profound self, confirm that nonverbally speaks. Everything is under command. We'll overcome this, and this seems to her to be the most lovely tunes. Let's say she rushes to you, overtaken by rage or worry. The world is trembling. If, at that time, you additionally begin to fuss, panic, or become, "I'm annoyed that you're just adding wind to her storm," both of you will wind up in the hurricane's epicenter. However, if you confront her storm with your composure, you turn into her fulcrum. You can't figure her out. Issues, you give her more. Crucial, a source of stability from which she can ignore and discover on her own equilibrium. Your capacity to be an emotionally container, to keep her emotions contained without breaking, is the greatest manifestation of male power in a partnership. And it is really gorgeous. With a man like that, she can let herself be feeble. Additionally, she lets herself be weak. What even the strongest people do with a man, a woman secretly hopes for, because it implies that she is no longer fighting alone. The more of this, you'll notice inner peace you have, the more she comes out as calm and feminine. You. The law of polarity is what it is. Your composure grants her authorization to release authority and simply be a woman. She starts to laugh more, open out more, and trust more, because she feels secure rather than rationally level, but on a dot of instinct. Therefore, focus on your inner world. Engage in meditation, exercise, develop your ability to control your responses. Your possession of yourself is the most priceless present you can give the woman you're in love with. Because once she is aware, because the beach of her ocean is trustworthy, she she no longer fears her own actions. And at that point, her love for you is unending. And now for the crucial query. Ultimately, having stated that, what is more, are you afraid? Never to hear a "I love you," a woman says, but observe each of these 7 indicators, or to listen daily confessions, but none of them are visible them? Post your response in the comments section. It's really crucial. Remember to, if this video was useful to you, and forward it to a companion who must hear this.